So we decided, let's do something for the youth in sport, through sport, doing awareness. So that is the part that we did in the first year, just to get 800 young people doing awareness with them, trying to get them involved and get the message across pertaining to gender-based violence, because it happens at school. It starts with cyberbullying, and it starts with different type of bullying, and also boys want to say, okay, I'm meeting you, you are mine, just go and sit next to the girl, you belong to me. So that is the type of stuff. So we decided, let's get them involved through sport and educate them pertaining to GBVF.
I think, just to add on what Mr. Felsman said, like in the Drakenstein area, specifically in Wellington, because we work closely with the schools, the thing with us is what we realized when we do awareness, obviously the numbers will rise because people are made aware and they now know where to go to. So we are not so focused on the numbers when it comes to reporting, because then you know at least people are educated. But what is important is that we know that children, young people are empowered, and teachers also know what to do in a situation when a child is being bullied. So I would say there has been change during the 100-day challenge, specifically when it comes to bullying. So like Mr. Felsman said, it was something that was spontaneously done with the children on schools. But now they're made aware, so it's now to a lesser extent. But with us, we don't just focus 100 days. So we do it whole year, every day. We do the GBV, and we are working closely in communities and especially in schools as well. So
yeah, because what actually happened in 2022, let's take it back to 2022, the senior management decided we're going to be committed for 365 days. So when the 100 days came, it just slot into that program. So we have the bullying, and then we also had a type of domestic violence. How do you report domestic violence? We assist through workshop. We have to do Zella on board. People need to know how do you register a case for domestic violence. We assist with workshop, because most of the people don't know how to complete the form and do the stuff, but we have to do Zella on board, assisting us and helping the community to say, this is the way you complete the form, this is how you do it. In social media, whenever the municipality even posts about it, where can I get involved? Even with the sports, we went through the 60 days of activism start, rugby clubs, because the Cape Winelands, the Drakenstein area is about the rugby. Rugby is like the biggest sport within this area. So those clubs, even the union, the Ball and Rugby Union came on board. So listen, you come and do the awareness when we have 12,000 people in the stadium. Come and do the awareness. The people need to see this. So that happened, and everybody wants to get involved, because it's just not just about having the picture or do something. People really, because there's testimonies afterward. The community is positive. Schools contact us. Come. We want to hear. Churches want to be involved. So it just happened.
We definitely went bigger. We at first thought, what are we doing?
The first time.
You know, the goals seemed a little bit unrealistic, but as we went along the journey, I think I just have to add this as well. We have stakeholders that really they bought into the 100 days, which made it easier for us to execute the plan ideas that we have, the goals that were set. So last year we focused on the Simonium area and Huguenot College. So we have a close relationship with Huguenot College. In Simonium, we have our door-to-door rural area, and we also realized that we are in need of a safe space for abused women and children, and we don't necessarily have the resources in our area. And I think I can say this, we are now in the process of putting our own shelter for abused women and children out there in the area, and that will be from the municipality side. It might not happen this year, but the plans are definitely there, and it will happen. So that is a big thing that came from the 100-day challenge. And with regards to Huguenot College, they also played a very important role last year in the 100-day challenge. So they have a GBV wing on campus. We also trained 40 students who are now responsible for running the GBV on campus. So they are basically the first responders. So they've gone through a training which was done by Dr. Jessica Johannesson, and they are now the faces for gender-based violence on campus. So we are still working closely with them, but we are just supporting. So the GBV wing is running on that side, and they will continue. So I think that was for us the highlight of last year's challenge, because what we also found is a lot of stuff is happening with the young people, and they don't really report. And we wanted to reiterate the importance of reporting. With the college, they had a system already in place, but what they found is the students report something else. They don't report an incident of gender-based violence. So we had the whole system of creating something that will be safe for them. They need to feel safe in order for them to report. I think everything just fell in place with Drakenstein, because they had a responsible person that was responsible for student support. So she was a designated person at that stage for coordinating the GBV wing on campus. So they created a system on this, there was something else done on the system to make it more like it's for gender-based violence. So because after the training was conducted, we first did awareness, and then the training was conducted. So now the students are aware that on the portal you can go to A, B, and C, and then you can report specifically gender-based violence, not a light bulb that's broken or a door that needs to be fixed, because that is what happened in the past. So now they can actually report something related to GBV, and you can do it anonymously, or you can put your name out there. So then they know exactly, I need to assist or whatever. So we, with our stakeholders, like I said, I will always say we are fortunate enough to have right stakeholders on board when it comes to reporting of gender-based violence, because we're working closely with the Tuzela Care Center. We have social workers. We are there for support, and if we can't support, then we at least know we can quickly phone to Tuzela. They will assist with whatever, or the social workers can come in. So that's why I said our stakeholders, they were buying into the whole 100-day challenge, and it made it easier for us to support the police also. So I think the students came to a place where they felt it is, or more willing to report on GBV, because a lot of stuff happened, or is still happening there, but it has not been reported. So now they're actually reporting, and we can assist them.
Where do I go to as a young person? Where do I go to as a community member of Simondium? I need to go somewhere to report or say something. Or if I want to tell my story, the space must be conducive. I need to go into a safe space, like the container thing that we created. You need to go somewhere to report a case. Then also, what came out of it, like Tanobe just said, the municipalities thought, okay, we need a bigger space. We need a safe house. And now we are busy with the safe house. We need a safe house. Where does abused women go to? Is there a place in Drakenstein? No, there is one, but it's small. So we went further to say, let's take one of our buildings and change it into a safe haven for women, for abused women and children. And currently, we are busy with it, working to make it work, so that people know this safe house can maybe take 30 or 40 abused women and children. So we are currently in that phase. The plans, we have drawn up the plans. The plans is there. The engineering guys went out. We asked Department of Social Development, give us your norms and standards, because we need to see how does a safe house look inside. So it didn't stop there. It's going to be bigger, because we wanted to be bigger, and we wanted a place where abused women and children can go to and be at a place of safety.
I'm quite nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite nervous because we were initially told, one goal will be sufficient, and then it got to 2, and then Mr. Phelps said, no, let's do 3, you know. So now we are sitting with 3 girls, but I think as you go along, you see what the needs in the area is. So the first goal will then be to train 500 ECD teachers as first responders. So the whole idea for us is, what is our teachers equipped enough to know, what do I do in a situation where I see something has happened to a child, or I think, or somebody comes to the school and says, listen, this child is not safe, this child is at risk, or something has happened at home. So we want the teachers to then know, this is where I go to, this is who I call, this is why I can go to the police, or or need to go to the hospital, to Zela Care Center, because what we also find is, you can't go for everything to the police station. And it's our responsibility to educate our communities. So we have started with conducting workshops in the communities, and we have the police on board. We have Zela on board. So I think, and I will say this every time, we're very fortunate to have these stakeholders taking hands with us, because we are mandated to do A, B, and C, but they can take our hands and deliver a service that is needed by the victim or the survivor. So that is the one goal, and with that, there's going to be a training for these people, and they're going to be our first responders for every ECD that we have. So we're first going to focus on the municipal ECDs, and then we're going to see, because there's a number involved, so we have to look at our numbers, and we would like to achieve the number. And then we would go on to level 3. So we've set 1,000 women and men. So both of these groups will go through educational workshops. We have the same principle. We would like, we have 33 wards, and we would like at least 2 first responders in every community. So one of the police stations already has people, volunteers, that would do your domestic violence cases, for example, help fill in the forms or complete the forms. So that is the idea that we have, because what we find also, there's a lot of people, when you get to court, you get the form, you need to complete the form yourself. But my thing is, when I've gone through something traumatic, do I have the energy or the capacity to complete it? So we would like to cater to those people that doesn't have the capacity to do that. Or I want to report, but I can't write. So who's going to assist me? So the first responders will then also be responsible for assisting in the community. So we want the community member to know, that's why we say it's ward-based. So we want the ward to know, A, B, and C is your first responder in the community. If Zenobia is not working over a weekend, then Auntie Sunny is there. I can go to her. She will ensure that I am safe, that I feel okay. Because we want the first contact, ultimately for us, is very important. We want the person to feel, I can speak to you, or for the interim, waiting for the police, I'm at least safe.
What I've learned from the first year, second year, now the third year, the type of stakeholders that come on board willingly. Nobody forces stakeholders to come. And this year, to see local councillors putting their hands up, say, I want to be part of this. I want to be a change agent for gender-based violence. This is for me, wow. Because normally you don't get the political side sometimes involved, going out with us. But you have dedicated, committed local PR councillors involved, and other municipalities asking, how are you doing this? We want to be involved. Can you come and teach us? Even last year, social development from Sierra's contacted me. Come and have a moment with us and say, how do you do this? So this is all the wow moments, because this is about impact.
When you hear someone that has gone through gender-based violence, actually when you provide a platform for the person to speak, to realize the journey that that person has gone through, and the relevant stakeholders that has made an impact on the survivor, but for that person to have gone through that, and like last year with our launch and the 16 days, for example, we had someone that came to speak on what she's been through, and I think having gone through the trauma and you be able to come and do that for me is something special. just to come and educate and also make people aware of the realness of gender-based violence. And I think with the college, for me, it's nice to see young people coming on board, asking you, what can we do? How can we do this? Actually taking initiative when it comes to gender-based violence, not waiting for someone to say we're going to do A, B, and C, but taking the initiative to plan something, to do something. I think last year we just got an invitation, we're going to do a silent march, for example. And that has happened after we've introduced 100 days to them, where we did the workshop and everything, and they said, we want to do something from our side. But for us, we don't want to stop there. So we're gonna go big this year. Yeah, so yeah.